Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Breaking Through the Noise. Hey, I'm Joaquin Loper, and I have a special guest with me today. I'm gonna call him by his what he's earned. That's Doctor Anthony White. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm great. I am great. You know, you my brother forever. And I'm just grateful to be here. I'm here and I'm honored just to celebrate you, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And I'm here to honor you as well. Y'all see I wore my shirt for him today. Y'all, yeah. If you're hungry, grab a scripture. Dr. White, I'll tell you what, Dr. White, could you explain to the people how you and I and the family became acquainted with one another?
We became acquainted because my amazing sister, I think it was during COVID, was posting videos of Got One For You.
Yes.
And I was drawn to the two of you so that I inboxed her and said, I want to meet you and your husband and let's connect. I'm in California. And she said, I'm gonna have my husband call you. And from that one conversation, Zoom meetings,
Yeah.
laughing back and forth until you guys finally came to California and you would have thought we've known each other for years.
Yeah. Hey, it was amazing. I tell people some meetings are just meant to happen.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'll never forget one thing you said to me when I called you for the first time. You said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you! Yeah, I can't believe you actually called." I said, "Well, you asked me to call, you know."
Yeah, 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 yeah. But you know, and sometimes because we have this persona of people we see, and we don't humanize them because
Uh,
we think they're just going to put us in a certain space. And you see, they have because not everyone, and I need to celebrate you on this. You and my sister Stacy. Not everyone can handle success the way you all handle it.
thank you, thank
Not
you.
every because some folks they become Oprah all of a sudden. Some folks become where they need their own security and entourage and
Yeah,
inner circle and you all are people.
yeah, I appreciate that. We work diligently um, to maintain that. I do want to say this. I want to thank you for even helping me realize that we were something of a certain magnitude because you and my uncle Chris, you all have always kind of stated and told me, don't allow your humility to not see what God is doing for you.
Yeah. Sometimes we can stay humble at the doors that God is trying to open.
Yeah, yeah, and we miss some things. We missed some things. He told me,
Right.
so I thank you for that. I had to start embracing when people said, "Man, you guys are famous," and just roll with it because
Yeah.
there was nothing we set out to do. It was nothing we set out to obtain. It was just my wife being goofy and me being able to love her to the space to be goofy enough and herself just allow people to see us for who we are.
Man, do you understand how much your laugh is medicine to so many people? Just
It took me it took me a while to understand that I got in trouble for it so much when I was younger, so I didn't understand it was medicine. Hey, it
you
got me in so
you
much trouble. It didn't seem like medicine for me.
you you was a street pharmaceutical then.
Yes, man, that laugh got me in so much trouble when I was younger. It took me a while to realize people were affected by it in such a positive way.
And it's that between the realness of Stacy
Yeah,
and the real response. Because you respond like every husband want to respond, but sometimes we can't.
we get that a lot. I didn't realize that was such a broad theme for marriages, and especially
Yeah.
husbands, not to be able to respond to their wife in a way that it doesn't cut her or
Right.
the way that it hurts her. It's just a response in the moment for the subject that we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's relatable. And if anything, it drew couples together. Couples probably started sharing the video to one another. Look at this. Can
Yeah.
you imagine that? And it created a bond that people didn't know that was missing.
Once again, this was orchestrated much well above our heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well above our
Uh,
heads.
but it was a part of the plan. It was a part of the plan the entire time.
It was. And for the people who've never heard of you, and I'm not gonna call you Doctor, and I'm gonna just call you Mr.
But
Anthony.
man, I'm Anthony. I'm
I know you're this. I want to make it so formal for the people who don't want to get lost into the title. If a total stranger were to meet you right now, who and ask you, who is Anthony White?
Anthony White is a guy that is called to introduce people to their potential and their possibilities. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. If you see me in church, you some folks may call me bishop or apostle. If you see me in the boardroom, you may call me Dr. Anthony. If you see me on the street, I'm just going to introduce myself as Anthony.
Yeah,
because those titles don't make me who I am.
man.
I'm committed into serving people. I'm committed to wanting people to see that they are enough and they are the gift. Because when a person can understand that you are a answer to somebody's prayer, that means you may not be in the right room that's answering prayers, and you can't allow yourself to be stuck in a room where they're not praying for you.
That's good. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the unfamiliar person, and
Okay.
what qualifies you for that? If I were to come up to you and ask you that, or ask you for some assistance, what qualifies you to be the person to help me, or someone like me?
I'm going to listen to you.
Mm,
I don't necessarily have to tell you about you versus I can listen to you and then hear you. Because if I hear you, I'm going to read in between the lines of what you're not saying.
Dr. Anthony, what you just said was something I learned in some of my studying in college, majoring in communication. So many times we want to have an answer and we don't realize the answer is in listening.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just want to be heard from a male's perspective.
Yes.
I really want I want men to look at this podcast and feel like they're heard, even in the words that are not being spoken by them.
Yes. Yes.
Because we don't have that platform a lot of times, especially a lot of times whether it's outside of the house or inside of the house, especially as a married person. Yeah,
We don't feel safe because when we leave the house, we have to be guarded. And when we're in the house, we have to be the protector. So there's no room. It's almost like being the cook because when you're outside the house, you're busy shopping and you're getting the food.
yeah.
When you get in the house, you're preparing the food. And so at what point in time do you get served?
I have to take a pause and put a pin right here to look in the camera and tell every man, and this is not me bragging. This is why I honor my wife so much because we've worked our behind off as individuals to make our marriage so protected and so healthy. My wife,
Right.
why my wife's giving me a space of peace. I don't care what
Right.
my day has been like, what my day has been like. She allows me to have peace when I come home to this house, and I cannot thank her enough for that, or not applaud her enough for working to be the woman she needs to be, so she can be what I need her to be. I think that's the. I ain't gonna say complete. That is one of the definitions of being a helpmeet.
So let's talk to the man that he may be married and he's happy in his marriage, but he doesn't have that. How does he find his peace?
First of all, he has to. I believe, in my opinion, he has to tell his wife what that peace looks like to him.
But he has to know what it looks like.
That was my next statement. My next statement. But if he doesn't realize what it looks like, he has to find a mentor or someone that he can be vulnerable and open with to see where his brokenness is, so he can heal to have that kind of peace. Because
What
we can have.
men no, what men lack with one another is intimacy.
Oh,
And the thing is, we've equated intimacy to sex. Every time
yes,
you hear it from a male perspective, we always thought was intimacy was sex.
yes,
But intimacy is saying into me.
yes,
That means I'm going to put myself in a vulnerable position and I'm going to trust you as my brother not to harm me.
yeah. And as my wife started using that years ago, into me, you see, I need you to
Hmm.
be into me in this moment, and that's what it comes into listening. Not trying to fix
Yes.
you, not trying to make you,
No.
not trying to make you the victim, but I'll just hear your heart and be open enough to say, "Hey, man." And I've told many of my friends this: if you need to cry, if you need to scream, if you need to do whatever it is, let me be there for you. But so many of us men have been turned on, and our moments of vulnerability been weaponized against us. That it's
By the
hard for us.
person that was supposed to mentor us.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's been our uncle, a father, a brother, a cousin.
And,
I
and,
had a
and you know,
pastor. I had a pastor, and I was going through something, and he said to me, "You're dealing with generational stuff."
yes,
And I said, "Okay." He said, "What you're dealing with is stuff that your grandfather and your great grandfather, your father." He says, "If you look at the traits," he says, "so you have to trace it. Where did it come from? Face it. Admit that it's there. Then erase it."
yeah.
You got to understand. You got to be willing to trace this thing. Where did me just snapping off come from? Many men don't know who their dad is, but they have his characteristics. It's almost like you have the fruit of a ghost. You don't know the fruit. You're bringing forth a harvest that you've never met.
Yes. And Dr. Anthony, what men have to understand, or what individuals have to understand, is it doesn't take the other person, it doesn't take them recognizing this, it takes you recognizing this and forgiving that person and moving on from there. So many people want to make the other person know what they did to them. It's not about that.
And the question is, why do we feel the need to inform somebody of what they've done to us?
I think that's just human nature. I think it's human nature to, I'll feel better if I get it out, let them know how I felt. No, you're not.
Then the problem is when they don't respond the way you want them to, now you have a bigger problem. Now you're hurt even more. And the thing is, can you forgive in silence?
To that point, I heard a statement years ago. If you want to get back at people that hurt you or made you a victim of something, be successful. Be successful. Heal yourself and be successful, and that will let them know that, dang, hey, look at him. Look at that
I
person.
did it anyway. What if you just do it anyway?
Yeah.
Because I tell folks all the time, your rearview mirror has nothing new to show you.
Ain't nothing but old stuff back there.
If who would go and buy a week old newspaper? Why would you spend money on a newspaper that's a week old?
Depending on what you're using it for.
But if you're expecting new news, you can't expect new news from an old newspaper.
That's true. That is so true. I think there are many people, including, and I'm going to say this, there are many people, including myself, Dr. Anthony, not have seen me where I am now. At one point, I could not have seen myself where I am now. I had the goals, I had the dreams, admirations, but I think what we're talking about, the things that have been planted into us, said to us in our childhood, hindered us from actually reaching some of our potential because we believed that was said to us by people that we looked up to, people that we believed in, people that we needed to be speaking life into us, and they were really speaking death into us. And I don't think it was all at times because of what they had probably went through.
And what I've determined, and I've come to the realization that mediocre minds will easily criticize greatness.
That's why you have to be careful who you hang around, who you share your goals with, who you grow with. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a very small, compartmentalized person when it comes to friends and people I speak with.
Yeah.
I learned years ago, everyone can't see your greatness, and my greatness isn't to be compared to nobody else's greatness.
No.
So when
Les Brown calls it
my greatness,
Les Brown, he calls it OQP, only quality people.
yes sir, yes sir. And this is the thing, Dr. Anthony, all the quality people that are meant to be in your life may not look like what you're used to.
No, just because you knew me don't mean you know me.
Don't mean you know me. And that's a lot of times people get placed in a box because of what they knew of you. I'm not the same person anymore. It's funny to see people I went to high school and college and stuff with, and they haven't seen me in years. They still call me by my old nickname. What's up, Smoke? What's up, Jock? And I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm not that person anymore. They don't know that until they see me. And they be like, man, or they say, man, you ain't the same, man. You done changed a lot. And I'll be like, woo, thank you. Thank you. But you know who else is the same? A lot of times family.
Oh, yeah. And so
same they can't accept the fact of where you are because they still see you for who you were.
And then when you choose not to be around them, they think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
But see, here's my thing. This is what I've discovered. And I saw this in a picture. This was a picture and it spoke volumes to me. It was a picture of Usain Bolt crossing the finish line, okay?
Okay.
And he was looking back smiling as he was crossing the finish line. You know what that said to me? You ain't got to be mad to move on and win.
Matter of fact, I think it should be the opposite. I think you should be looking back smiling. Because
I'm gonna look back and smile like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah,
I'm winning.
And it's not that I'm looking back on people. I'm looking back.
No, I'm looking back at where I started from and where I am.
That's it. But when people see, this is what people used to always say about me. I was very arrogant. I think I'm all that. I was like, why can't I just be happy for where I am? Why can't I just be positive in who I am? Now, it may come off a little arrogant, but Deion Sanders said it best. Please don't allow my confidence to stir up your insecurities all day.
Okay, you're gonna like this quote then. And this is a quote that I share all the time. There are people and they're like the color blue. There's two types of people and they're like the color blue. Okay? There's one person who is Walmart blue, and there's another person that's Tiffany blue.
Okay.
One of them is always rolling back their prices, trying to draw people into them, and another person, they ain't never on sale and they maintain their value.
Period.
Period.
Hey, I will say this though. One thing I learned is I had a conversation with a cousin a few years ago, and I didn't realize a few of my peers and my cousins, because of my ability to see where we came from or see where the mistakes I made and try to get them to see it, wasn't my position. They weren't ready for that, and especially coming from me.
Yeah.
And sometimes my critique or my statements made to them made it feel like I was judging them, and I had to realize that wasn't my intention, but how they received it wasn't my fault or theirs either.
So
sometimes, yeah,
they were
sometimes
making it for their lifestyle. They were making excuses why things were the way they were.
to an extent, and they couldn't
Yeah.
see it. They couldn't
No.
see that what I was doing was trying to just be positive and help, but they weren't mature enough to see that. And I'm not knocking them for their maturity. There were things I didn't see. I just had a surprise birthday party last month. My wife threw me a birthday party, and my uncle John said something. He said one thing he'd always admired about me is that I could take a butt chewing. And my auntie said the same thing. His wife said the same thing. She said, Jock, we could always come down on you with something you had done, and you wouldn't get offended by it. You would turn right around and say, okay, what do I need to do to get better? What do I need to do
Because
next time?
you
That's
trusted
it.
the source where it came from.
That's
If
it.
you didn't trust the source where it came from, you couldn't receive it.
Yep. But this is the thing. They had proven themselves too.
Right.
Sometimes when you're around people that you haven't proven yourself to, it's gonna be hard for you to help them. And the best way for you to help them is continue to show them your walk.
I can show you better than I can tell you.
That's what and I learned it. I learned this years ago doing some evangelizing up in Memphis, Tennessee. The scripture says, allow your light to shine. That made
Right.
so much more sense to me when I had a guy kind of check me when I was, trying to just, get him to see a different picture, and he was like, man, who are you? What kind of fruit have you? What kind of fruit do you have? And at that moment, it dawned on me, he don't know me. He doesn't know me
Right.
to know what kind of fruit I am. So how about I stop trying to force you to see something and just show you what he's done in my life?
Right.
And that's what I do now. I'm not trying to make anybody believe anything. But
But
once you
see,
hear about my past and see
right.
how I've changed, then it's like, okay, that's why I want you to be inquisitive and be like, man, how'd you do it?
Right. Because you had options.
Yes.
And see, this is where I think people miss out, especially folks who are people of faith, especially within the Christian faith. We act like we don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Your past have been absolved. You just don't know. You don't remember none of that.
Oh, you remember. You remember what it felt like, what it tastes like, what it
Yeah.
smelled like.
Yeah.
You remember.
Yeah. You know what's funny? My son got some lotion from a female at school the other day, and he walked past me, and I said, when he got home, I said, hey man, I said, what's that? Why you got some female lotion on? He said, Dave, you smell that? I said, that's warm vanilla sugar. He said, how do you know that? Doug Anthony. He said, how do you know that? I said, boy, you took me back to high school. I said,
Yeah, listen, I just
took me back to high school to a moment.
yeah, I had a man. You matter of fact, go take a shower.
Yeah. My son laughed so hard, but so many people don't want to admit smells and certain things take you back to a moment. It's like, man, I remember that.
Yeah, and everything that was connected with that moment.
He's
Yeah,
like,
you start seeing the faces that were around during that time.
I haven't thought about that in 30 years. I've called my friends and just remembering things because of certain things happening around and say, hey, man, do y'all remember that time? And they're like, dude, we have thought about that in over 30 years. Man. So that's why I just like talking to men who know who they are.
Hmm.
I had a dream not too long ago, and I want to talk about this on one of my podcasts or just in a video. It's gonna be hard to offend me in my stage of life now. It's gonna be hard to offend me because I know who I am. And once you know who you are, it's hard for someone should be able to offend you in a way that it's just it takes you down a path that it weakens you.
Yeah, when you're so secure in who you are, I tell people all the time, you can't beat me being me.
No, no, and that's why I have a shirt that says "Me versus Me." That's why
Yeah.
nobody can ever say he thinks he's better than this person or
Mm-mm.
he's competing. I don't want to compete with another man. The only time I'm competing, I'm trying to win and playing a game or something, or something.
I ain't gonna let my sons beat me.
Hey, period. Period. No, we ain't doing that.
That's what we're not gonna do.
Or my wife. Or my wife. I can.
Right. Listen.
No, no.
And I told someone, I said, why are you working so hard to be a duplicate?
Because he don't.
Because watch this, a duplicate and a masterpiece will never have the same value.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you working so hard to look like somebody, to sound like somebody, to be somebody, when just be okay with being who you are?
Yeah. And I think we need to do that as a whole in the human race.
Yeah.
I don't want to, even especially in the house, in the community. One
Yeah.
thing I'm glad I recognize at an early age is that we're not all equal when it comes to what our blessings are or our purpose is. So I shouldn't expect to, at certain stages of life, to have something equal to what someone else has had. Like people tell me all the time, man, I wish I had your marriage. I'm like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you
They don't
don't.
know the backstory. And that's just the thing. People, all they see, And I'm gonna give you a good example. Many, many years ago, I had a friend who's a major artist, and he said, "Man, I want you to come to the concert, and I'm gonna give you backstage passes." And I said, "He said you can watch the concert from backstage." And when you hear backstage, you're thinking, "Man, I can't wait! It's about to be on." It was the worst experience of my life. When I say the worst experience, because the sound was never supposed to be heard backstage.
Mm.
You only see a side of the entire performance. And if you're not working, you're in the way because there are things going on behind the scenes that you don't see to
Yeah.
make what you see on the stage work. And oftentimes, when people see couples and all, they don't know what's happening behind the scenes that's working to make what you see work.
Okay. So we jumping ahead since you put that out there. Okay. Since you want to run my show. Okay. Uh, I think that's the beauty in if you're a believer, trusting in God and trusting His plan. It's not our job to see what God has for us. If we knew everything He has for us, we wouldn't even obtain some of the things we obtain because we wouldn't go down that path.
No,
Like you just
no.
said, sometimes it's not our job to be back behind the curtains. It's our job to
Find your
trust.
seat and sit down somewhere.
Yes, yes, yeah. So many things I'm ready to talk about, just to put out there, man. We have to start planting more positive seeds for our future to grow. And this is something else, Dr. Anthony, that probably is not a topic for this conversation where we're going, but something we need to talk about in the near future. Some of the seeds we're planting, we won't even see the fruition of it.
Oh,
We have to be okay.
no.
I think about what, like with Jesse Jackson passing, Dr. Martin Luther King passing, my grandfather, I'm gonna make it personal. My grandfather passing, some of the things he worked his behind off for, he saw a lot of it in his kids, but he didn't see a lot of the things he planted take fruition in his grandkids. He saw the potential and everything that he knew was going to happen, but he didn't see it. And that's one of the things I always ask God. I'm like, God, I wish my grandparents could have seen, what we've worked and come to.
Man, that's so good.
So
That's
we
so
have
good.
to be okay that some of the things that we put into our kids and put into the atmosphere and put into our family, we're not even going to be able to see the fruition of it. But I think that's another reason why it's so important for us to build up our next generation and what they need to be and let them be who they need to be and not who we want them to be.
Right. I did this assignment for I was speaking at this event. It was all men. It was a men's conference. And I told the men, I said, I'm gonna show you how to break generational curses. And as I said, watch this. I said, it is not gonna be a church event. And so I'm not going to have you all come up to the altar. We all not just gonna lay on our face and pray. I said, this is something that you can do in your own private time. I said, I want you to write a letter to your great grandchild at their college graduation, telling them how proud you are of them graduating college. And in that letter, you're going to work it all the way back to when they graduated high school, to
Mm.
when they graduated middle school, to when they graduated primary school and kindergarten, to the time their parent, your grandchild, had them and you were at the hospital and how proud you were of your grandchild and how you were at your grandchild's wedding and then how your grandchild your grand she graduated from college and you're going to write it all the way back till it gets to you. I said, now you're going to now pass that letter on to your children.
Yeah, that's good.
I said, now because the Bible tells us in Habakkuk 2 to write the vision
Make it
and
plain.
make it plain. So
Yeah,
what if you start speaking to your bloodline now?
yeah, that's good.
Speak to your generations now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I do because of my background of where I come from and where I was raised. I've had to do a good bit of eating crow when it comes to my especially my boys, my
Yeah.
son. I remind them of times I have seen their expression when I said things earlier in their life that made them, that made that light go out in their eyes, and it was my fault as their father. And if I had to say, hey, that wasn't intentional. That
Right.
that was residue on me. That was coming off on you.
But that's all you knew.
That's all I knew. And that's another reason men need to choose wisely and not with their flesh when it comes to their help me. My wife, man, once again, I can't speak. I can't say enough about Stacy because the things she pointed out to me early on in our marriage and our parenting was so pivotal in how we walk in things now. Because she was like, look, there's no reason we should be doing the same things to our kids that our parents did to us.
Man, I can relate to that. My wife, Jerry, now you know Jerry's little
Oh
things.
yeah, yeah, my sister Jerry.
When I met Jerry, I was a single dad of 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 girl. And my youngest was 4 years old. And I had just made up in my mind, I ain't gonna never get married again. Who gonna want a single dad with custody of his kids? I mean, and all under between the ages of 8 and 4. Who gonna want that? And when I met her, she had teenage girls.
Oh, I forgot about teenage girls. I forgot about this story.
Yeah, she had teenage girls, and so her girls were like um 14 and 13, 15 and 13. So she had newly teenage girl. And so
How long were you married before?
we were married almost 10 years.
10
And
years.
I went through, watch this, I went through a divorce, finishing my doctoral statement, and the death of my mother all at the same time.
So let me ask, do you think you were ready for?
No. When I got married the first time, I was 23 years old. I had no idea. I was in love. Well, see, this is the pressure that you put on you, especially from church. Here I am. I'm a very well known preacher around the country, single, and everybody telling you, you need to be married.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not chasing women. So all I'm doing is preaching and coming home and go to sleep, watching the Cosby shows, going to school. But everybody puts pressure on you. Like, you need to have a wife. Every preacher need to have a wife. So I get married and I'm thinking, what is this?
Hmm.
This is not the Huxtables.
See it, and you still see it today.
Yeah.
Do you think that's an issue in the
Yes. Well, not as much anymore. The pressure is not there anymore because now we're seeing a lot of single pastors.
Yeah,
There's a lot of single pastors out there. And you don't see that pressure because the pressure was from older people.
yeah. I think, and that's another. I think they sometimes forget what the Bible says. When he said, was it to Paul, or was he told to Paul? Was he told to Paul when he said it's best not to marry,
Yeah. But see,
especially
the
when
thing
you're
is,
walking out.
you got to make sure you walking out your work and
That's
just not
and
walking out her and
oh,
not walking
oh
out
my
her
God,
room. That's a whole nother it depends on where you're walking because
that was my
not
next
everybody's
statement.
walking.
That's true because I don't want to be contradictive, but I just told my kids I'd much rather them get married young opposed to wait to mess their life up a little more to have more to rebuild from and heal from, and then marriage takes the brunt of it. But that's why it's so important for kids in the house to see a healthy marriage. And when I say
Right.
healthy marriage, I don't mean a perfect marriage. I mean a marriage that has went through some stuff and they see them endure it and
Right.
still love each other through it.
I think the
That's
problem is we've hid so much from kids that they don't understand that people know how to start really good and they know how to stop, but they don't know how to finish. Because stopping and finishing are not the same.
and I think
They keep starting all over again with somebody else.
and I this is one discussion I've had with many individuals, and I'm not standing on the hill or anything. Desegregation kind of hurt marriages
Mhm.
because now we have equality. There was a time there was so much riding on the family and the marriages sticking together. Now, some things were endured that shouldn't have been endured, but there was a mentality that I'm sticking and staying.
Yeah.
Opposed to now when it's like I don't need you, I find somebody else. That's why I tell people all the time. I'll be weary of even songs that I hear. When Beyonce, a single lady, or a single lady, and then she come right back and say I have another one in a minute,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but you all start living this stuff. You all really start thinking I can have another with you in a minute. That means you were never faithful to the first one because you already had somebody on standby
And so you end up with the same guy with a different face.
with a different face. I just told my daughter, my oldest daughter, oh no, my youngest daughter, I was like, hey, if you're expecting a different fish, you got to fish in a different pond with a different lure. But in order to fish a different pond, a different lure, you have to mature to be able
Right.
to find a different pond and you learn how to use a different lure. Because this is the thing, it's not the men's fault that you keep picking the same man. What is it about you that you keep attracting that same person?
You the common denominator.
You are the common denominator, and that goes for men as well.
Yeah. But you and my thing was this. I was talking to this guy. He was like, "Man, I just want me a girl who's fine." I said, okay. I said, now that she's fine at the club. She's fine when y'all out. I said, what's gonna happen when the lashes are on the dresser on the nightstand, and then she puts the good hair back in the suitcase. This is not women bashing, please. We're not women bashing.
Yeah, we're not women bashing. We being
Eh,
real. Y'all know.
and you realize you can't cook, she can't cook,
Mm.
but y'all look good together. Y'all have nothing to talk about, but but she fine and you fine. At some point in time, fine is not going to be enough.
Period. And this is the thing. Even if she can't do any of those things, are both of you all willing to grow together and learn these
Right,
things? Because I don't expect for a man to or a young man to meet a young woman who knows how to do everything. But there
right.
are no excuses today with all the cookbooks and YouTube. We can get in the kitchen and have some fun together.
You can watch TikTok and learn how to cook.
Period. So there are really no excuses because this is the thing. And at the end to that point, you watch TikTok to learn how to put these lashes and stuff on and put all this makeup on. And you learn how to accessorize and find the latest shoes and the latest outfits and stuff on TikTok and these things or the latest song, the latest dance. So
Yeah,
there are no excuses. And I don't.
you learn what you want to learn.
Yeah, yeah. And I really and I, and when I was in high school and college, I grew up around natural, beautiful women in my family.
Yeah,
So when I see the makeup, I don't get down with the makeup. My wife wears very, very minimal makeup, and I
same,
appreciate it. And I
same.
appreciate it because if you take off makeup and your skin up under your makeup is a different complexion or a different tone, it's probably too much makeup.
See, I don't want to wake up to Holly. I don't want to wake up to Whoopi Goldberg, but out to walk out the door with Holly Berry.
And that's no Dr. Whoopi Goldberg. You a beautiful black
No,
woman. Yeah,
but
go
both
ahead.
of them. But be
Yeah,
who you are. If you're gonna
but they are
Be
different.
Whoopi all day long.
Yeah, but they are different.
They're all different.
Yeah,
I need to see you the same you all day.
all day. Dr. How long have you been married? This go around.
20.
20. Man, that's boy. What is the biggest? Now, let me say this: your second marriage, because of the first marriage not working out, was the biggest difference you or your wife in the second marriage?
I had to learn who I was outside of everyone else's opinion. My identity was based off what other people thought of me. And I thought I had to either live in my title or my popularity. And I thought I had and I had to be I thought I had to be that all day long. Until finally she said, "You still gotta take out the garbage. Don't let all that hype mess that what's up in here."
Yeah,
Because you not on nobody's stage speaking right now.
yeah.
You ain't got nobody cheering for you. And I had to understand, watch this, that I was okay with just being Anthony.
My wife was, and I think my wife would say this as well. I believe I can. Yeah, I think I can say this with confidence that she would tell you that any amount of popularity that God blesses us with, it doesn't change me because I learned that whether you're down or up, people still gonna have opinion of you. And I learned that young. So
Yeah.
be just cool with who I am. I don't care what I drive. I don't care. Look, another thing, we grew up. I grew up having to jump out of a Oldsmobile like the Dukes of Hazzard because one of the hammers on the door was broke in my mom's old Oldsmobile. Two-seater. So I'm pumping gas whether it's raining or not. You slide out there,
Out that window.
and I got tired of fighting because people were
Right.
talking about me and just said, you know what? I had to learn how to be tough in those moments and say that the same God that's blessing someone else, the same God blessing me where I am. But look deep enough to see the blessing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's good. That's so good.
yeah, there's it's just so many things that that's why I tell people wherever you go and wherever you see me speak at, you're gonna know I'm from Decatur, Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah. You gonna know.
Yeah, I don't care where you think I'm from now,
Yeah.
but who I am started and was rooted in Decatur, Mississippi. That's where I'm from, and I'm proud of it. Now I don't expect I'm not going back there to live, but because there's a ceiling, there's a ceiling there. It's not my purpose to be there. Nothing wrong with being there, still being there, but that wasn't purpose for me to stay there.
Right.
But it's always with me because that's who I am. And with that being said, how do you, because of where I'm from, is another reason my circle of friends and associates are small.
Hmm.
Your position being a renowned bishop, how do you compartmentalize your friendships, especially the ones you can be depend on and be um, who you need to be, and they need to be who they need to be when you need someone?
I can count on one hand, literally, who I can trust and who I can depend on. And you are on that one hand. And I'm not even using. Watch this. I'm not gonna even use the whole hand. I have one friend. His name is Willie. I've known Willie since the seventh grade. Willie and I, we can talk every day or we can talk every other month, but we pick up right where we left off. I trust Willie with my life. And just because you have access to me in this moment where we're in, don't mean you have full access to me. And so I'm careful of allowing people to get close to me because I realize people are opportunists.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not very well known, but I know a lot of very well known people,
Yeah.
and I'm a connector. I am, whether it's in business or ministry, I tell people all the time, when I open my mouth, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make somebody some money. And whenever I start talking, if you let me talk long enough, I'm gonna give you an idea, and it's gonna make you some money. And so now I've had to learn that everyone should not have access to this.
Yes.
And so part of that is knowing my worth and not knowing my gift to try and win people over. And
Yeah.
that's where I came up with, because I realized, man, I'm Walmart Blue. I'm constantly rolling back my prices, just giving things away, just so I can draw people to me. And the moment I became Tiffany Blue, watch this, everybody can walk into Tiffany, but not everybody can walk out with something
With
from
some
Tiffany.
Dr. Anthony, I learned that in the seasons when God was building us to be what we are becoming, and God had to show me just, hey, I was doing some armor bearing for my former pastor. That gave me front row seat to observe a lot of things and learn how to do what a lot of people tell you. Hey, keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
I
Because you're
couldn't
gonna
even
see some stuff. You're gonna see some stuff that you wish you had never seen.
period. And
You
another
gonna
thing,
hear some things that you wish you never heard.
and I used to walk, and it showed me another thing. It showed me that what's on me, other people see, really do see. So a
Hmm.
lot of times when I would walk into certain rooms or certain places, and people look at me, and I used to always get, man, look at that dude. He's so cocky. Look the way he walk. It's not the cockiness. No, no, no. It's the presence.
Mm.
And now I understand when I walk into, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to give you an answer. I don't have to be a pawn in every conversation. And I've learned how to just. But one thing people will always tell you about something you were just saying, along with what you were just saying. When someone finally says and say, "Joaquin, what do you think?" I do give my opinion. It's like, "Hey, why hadn't you been talking?" Well, my
Right.
conversation.
I have this mindset, and this is almost like it's become my life's mantra. And it's simply this: they don't have to like you if you're necessary.
Oh, that's good. More marriages need to hear that.
Right. They don't need to like you, because watch this. When you're necessary, watch, a doctor never has to haggle on his prices.
A doctor doesn't have to hold his tongue too to give you a result.
No, because he's necessary. A lawyer, an attorney, they don't have no, but they're when you are necessary, you understand your worth and your value. And
So I'm gonna go ahead.
it is not about getting somebody else's approval. It's just knowing your worth. And so when you don't have to work so hard, when you are necessary in a room, you increase the value and the net worth of that room.
You just said every time you open your mouth, it makes somebody. Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm gonna ask my wife this tonight.
And so you have to ask yourself, are you in rooms where you're necessary?
And be okay leaving that room. I heard a guy say this years ago. He said, "I don't care if I've been in a job 2 months, 2 weeks, or 2 years or more. I'm always prepared to leave to go somewhere else." He
Mhm.
says sometimes people are so dedicated to a job they miss out on other opportunities because of their dedication. If the opportunity opening is better, I'm gone.
Right. But
But now
you have to make sure you're dedicated to something that's growing and scalable.
that's it. Now, when it comes to just like our life and seasons in marriage, you can't be afraid to go to another level. So
So,
one of you have to be the bigger person. The wife or the husband has to be the visionary to say. And I'm not saying the man isn't the visionary, but that wife has to be like, look, now look, you planted this dream and this evening us. Hey, one of
we
us
got
got
to
to be
do
one.
something.
One of us got to be one watering it. And if I have the
Yeah.
vision to see what you planted in me, let's roll.
Yeah. Let's do this. Do it and be okay. Sometimes we got to prune something. We got to cut some things back so we can grow bigger.
Yes, when we moved to where we live now, my wife came and asked me, "This is the opportunity that we have. This is the opportunity we have. What do you think?"
Mhm.
And it would have been selfish of me, and I could have very well been selfish and said, "No, we're not doing that," and she would have said, "Okay, we're not doing it." But because
I
I'm open enough to say, "Oh no, I am not going to sit in my selfishness and allow you to miss out on this opportunity that we have
no.
and us. Let's roll." And
People who
that's
have
the reality.
egos like that, people who have egos like that, bro, I call them puddles. I
Yeah,
call them puddles. Because you already know a puddle is a body of water that looks deep from a distance.
yeah, but it's shallow.
But the closer you get, you see how shallow it is.
Yeah.
And oftentimes people are afraid for people to get close to them because their puddle is being revealed.
Yeah, they'll be exposed. Yeah, Yeah. And another thing, people, just because your purpose hasn't come to fruition doesn't mean other people have to believe your. Doesn't mean other people have to
No,
believe you.
no.
You know what movie I think about when I see that? The movie with Taraji P Henson.
I, I can do all bad by myself.
No, Acrimony.
Acrimony, yeah.
Acrimony. You heard all of her family talking about he ain't this, he and that, and he finally hit. And when he hit, he still came back and blessed her, and she
Mhm.
finally had the confidence to confront her family. Yeah,
People
I'll tell
don't
them all
realize when people live in a microwave, they criticize the crock pot.
the time.
Man,
Hey, but I promise you, Dr. Anthony, what's better, that crock pot finished?
listen, I told somebody I was on a call yesterday. I was on a Zoom call. No, I was on a WhatsApp call. It was a group call, and they were in Nigeria and Ghana. And I told them, I said, even though the microwave will make things hot and you can eat it right away, but you're destroying all the nutritional values. We're consuming hot, unhealthy food because it's hot and ready fast. Don't mean it's good for you. Some things you gotta let it simmer and get all the nutrients in it.
Yeah. I.e., men, look at me. That's a marriage as well.
Yeah.
My grandparents were married 57 years, together like 59. She used to always say back in her, and my grandmother's still probably the smartest women I've ever met with fifth grade education, eighth grade education. I used to hear her talking to my uncles, just not eavesdropping, just being observer and listening. She was like, the problem is all y'all have these microwavable marriages.
Hmm.
As soon as it gets hot, you want to jump out.
Hmm.
The microwave was never meant to cook stuff anyway. It was meant to warm stuff back up.
Right.
What what is your what is the sources what is the source that's heating your marriage? That's what I would ask people. What's your source?
Right. Because why are you in a hurry to get it hot?
The
Before
last
there
time
was a
I
microwave, you remember we used to have to put something in some foil and put it in the oven and let the oven
wait for it, wait for it.
wave.
But this is the thing. You know what, Dr. Anthony? You prepared for it. You put
Yeah.
that stuff in the oven. You put it in the oven and had to go something to go do, and then come back because when you come back, you know it's going to be ready.
But not only that, it shifted the atmosphere. You can smell it before you held it. What's shifting your atmosphere before you can put your hands on it?
Yeah, yeah. And I tell people this: my wife, she shifts my atmosphere. And this is the thing: I'm speaking on this. On this podcast, you'll get tired of me hearing me talk about my wife.
Man, no,
And
we
it's
shouldn't.
the thing. If you get tired of it, that's your problem.
Watch this. Maybe they need this as a measuring rod for the single men on what they should have in a wife.
Yeah, there is no reason a person outside of my marriage, outside of this house, should compliment my wife more than I do in
Never.
in anything, because
Never.
my wife can't get home. She can't wait to get home and talk about her day at work.
Right.
Talk about those things. And this is the thing. I had to learn how to be this for her, because as a man, hey, suck it up. Come on, man.
Mm.
Your day was not as bad as mine. Why are you
Right.
complaining? And just let things
Right.
be. So those are the things. Those are the types of things that this podcast is started for. And Dr. Anthony, I look forward to you being back several
Man,
times.
I can't wait. I can't wait because I think there are men need to see men have real conversations about real things other than sports and women.
Yeah, yeah. And if we are talking about women, we're talking about how they built us up in the position of
Right.
being. Yeah, and that's showing their growth as well. And I will say this, and this is gonna be a subject for another day. Some of the things that probably happened in many marriages, even mine, was my inability to meet my wife where she was, to be
Hmm.
where she needs me to be. Because one thing, as men, we're trying to be fixers. Sometimes we don't need to be fixers.
No. Sometimes we have
Sometimes,
to understand this. Superman only came to save the day. Superman never took Lois Lane out on a date.
because that was Clark. That was Clark. Sometimes we gotta just be Clark.
Yeah, be okay with being Clark because that's what she dated. She don't need a superhero every day. She need a companion.
Yeah, I think she needs a companion more than she needs a superhero.
Yeah, because if she has a companion, the companion will strengthen her for who she really is.
Who she really is. And you only have to come out when it's necessary. And that's smooth, because that kind of speaks to our marriage. When people see us, it just happened today. Oh my God, you're that local lady's husband. And it's so funny now when I get called that I just bust out laughing. I'm like, yes, I am. Because what they're saying is true. I am her husband.
Yeah,
I am her husband.
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's your identity. I'm her husband.
Her husband. And I'm okay with that. Most men a lot of men that I know could not bear.
Mm-mm.
They could not bear the light of being seemingly not being the focal point or I'm sorry, or the head.
But here's the deal, man. Please,
I don't care nothing about that. The people the people that know I'm the head of this house know that I'm the head of this house, and that's my wife and these kids.
and you ain't got to prove that to nobody else.
Nobody.
And if you got to say that you the head of the house,
You
you
probably
ain't
not
the
the head
head
of
of
the
the
house
house.
because my wife can make any decision she wants to make in this house because I know we're on one accord.
Yeah.
But what I love about her, even saying that, my wife honors me enough and honors this marriage enough and honors God enough to say I could make that decision, but I'm not making that decision without my husband's. Joaquin, what do you think about this? Oh, then move
Right,
forward.
right,
And guess what? Turn right around and do? I do the same thing for her. And
yeah,
my wife tell you, she said she gets tired of me calling her sometimes. Like, Joaquin, could you just please make the decision? I'm just letting you know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Because I don't ever want you to think that I know who I am, but I want you to make sure you always know. Just because I'm the head, I'm not trying to run you. No, we in this together. We in this race together.
yeah.
And sometimes I may need you to take that baton. Sometimes, hey.
Here, right. Watch it, and you can trust her to take it and run with it, and
Yes.
watch it, and then stay in the lane so we don't get disqualified.
And when she take that stick, I'm the one behind her screaming,
Cheering.
"Go, go!" Yeah, and I
Can
think
you
that's
cheer when they're not cheering for you?
period. I think that's the difference in what our kids, and I'm talking about my household now, what
Hmm.
our kids
Yeah,
have seen that we didn't see.
right,
Not to say that our parents or the people that we saw weren't being what they need to be for their spouse, but we didn't see it as vocally and visibly as my kids see it.
right.
Yeah, because we were that that we come from a different eras of just shut up and do what we say.
Yeah.
Now I believe that to a certain extent. I still me in my house.
Listen,
We're talking the Oprah household.
yeah, really,
I still
listen.
believe
Right
in
here in
that
the
place.
White House, right here in the White House, we got the same rules.
Yeah, yeah. I still believe in kids in their place. I don't want kids at a certain age. Every time the grown people talking, you looking at their face. No, I still believe. Hey, grown people in here talking. Get out of here. Because I don't
Mm-mm.
want you to go around start talking to your peers as if you're grown.
Let me give you a good example on how I that group that made a difference. I love playing dominoes. Love playing dominoes.
Yes.
Watch this. But my dad would never play dominoes with me. He would never sit in. If he saw me playing dominoes, man, come on. No, I can't play with you. Can't play with you. Even after I got married, no, I can't play with you. It wasn't, he says, because I play with you, you think we're equal.
Mm.
You think we're on the same level. He says, yeah, I know you married, but you're not a father.
Yeah.
We're not equal.
Yeah.
The day my oldest son was born, he shows up at the hospital with some dominoes. He said, let's play
I love
because you're a father now. And the thing, and I got it. I was like, okay. And
it.
I'm the same way with my oldest son is 30, and that's a whole nother subject. He in Alaska,
Yeah.
the whole other story. And I'm the same with now. He's talking when we have these conversations. He's like, man, I didn't even realize this now. Everything you was telling me before, I didn't understand. I was like, yeah, you're a father now. You got
Yeah.
3 kids of your own.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
what?
My daughter, Morgan said that like the first year of being a mom.
Ugh.
She said, Daddy, she was like, I get it now. She said, oh, I get it now. I was like, yeah. I said, you thought I was being hard on you. You thought I was being,
Yeah.
I said, now you're starting to see it. But my
Yeah.
uncle told me the same thing. He was like, son, even if it's a difference between raising daughters and sons.
Oh man.
He said, you love
Yes.
your daughters. He said, there'll never be nothing to ever take your daughter's place. But when you have a son,
Mm-mm.
and it's different
I'm
than
so
what we
glad
had.
God gave me a son first before He gave me daughters. But before I had my girl, I had my boy first. Listen, if I had a girl first, I don't know. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
think I think I have experienced that now with my granddaughter. I said, yeah,
Yeah,
because she
when my daughter turned 12, I called her. I called her. This is the term I use. I called her the menopausal midget because I said, I don't know who this person is. I went from being the king of the house and the king of her heart and daddy's rep to leave me alone. Stop talking to me.
oh
I was like, oh my God. Here I'm clutching my pearls like my baby.
hey, now Anthony, one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
Being the man that you are and having the experience you have, especially in the ministry and profession, how can I ask this question? Okay, in marketplace ministry, how is it?
Hmm.
is it being known throughout the world? How is it being a black bishop to that magnitude in the marketplace ministry? How are you received? How do you think you're viewed?
I'm viewed as someone, and I'm very careful on how I told that line because oftentimes in marketplace, I'm dealing with people who have no faith, who are not Christian.
Okay.
So I don't present my position in ministry first. I bring the solution to what their cause is first. And when they get to know me, they realize well, he's because I always use a lot of biblical analogies in my conversation, in my examples, and then I'll let them ask me, "Are you a preacher or something?" And so I never lead with that because it can become intimidating.
Yeah.
And this is why even my colleagues in the faith based community they get frustrated with me because I never lead with my title.
And
And I said,
what's
and I give them what's on my birth certificate, my name,
that's
because
it.
that's it.
That's it.
But you shouldn't treat me any different because of my title.
Yeah, yeah. Michael Jordan doesn't have to go out and say, who are you? I'm 6-time championship, winning. No, you know by your fruit.
Right. Not wait, I'm glad you brought that up. You know 'em by your fruit. We have a generation right now that have no idea that grapes had seeds in them.
Dr. Anthony, you need to stop now, cause dang,
We have a generation right now don't realize that. Well, y'all probably don't have this in the South, but here in California, people don't know that watermelons have seeds.
oh yes we do. I don't even buy watermelons from Walmart anymore because they're seedless. I'm not buying no seedless
Now,
watermelon.
watch this. We have a generation that have learned to consume. Why? And this is what. Watch this. We learn how to consume things that have no legacy attached to it. We eat seedless oranges, seedless grapes, seedless one. And watch this. You can experience it once, but you can never. It can never be repeated.
I'm using that because that I've never thought about that because I didn't grow up like that. I
Right
grew up watching my grandparents put the seeds out on the
in the
windowsill.
ground.
Yeah, putting the seeds out on the windowsill so they can dry out so we can use it again to plant other things. Everything
Now,
we use was man.
how did it become seedless? Because the original seed was manipulated so it doesn't reproduce.
Yes.
The original seed, the brain, the mind of a man has been manipulated. So there's no one's thinking about legacy anymore. They're only thinking about the here and now. And sometimes you're what I call the one hit wonder. You're good for the moment,
Yeah.
but when it's over, it's over.
It's over. And that's on. That's for everybody. That's not a male. That's not a
No,
male.
and so the worst thing somebody can call you is seedless fruit.
You can't call me that.
Mm-mm. Because I all about legacy,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna let you manipulate the seed so it doesn't reproduce.
Yeah. Some of the best compliments I've ever gotten, and I still hold on to these moments, is when someone hasn't seen you in X amount of years. When they see you, they're happy to see you because of the seeds you planted in their life you didn't know you were planting. When
Man,
I hear people, one of my homegirls who I've been friends with for now over 25 years, her husband even talks about. He was like, man, she'll still bring up some time when she had to call you in the middle of the night just to come, change her tire out and do this, and you did it without even hesitating. You didn't ask no question. I'm like, no, that's my homegirl.
right,
You
right.
did this, you did that, and it was never anything attached to it. You were
No,
just being who you are.
we did it because that's who we are, plain and simple.
That's who
No
we are.
hidden agendas, none of that.
Yeah. And it doesn't even now I teach my boys, if we're walking down the road and we walk past his house or a yard that has paper blown in it, go pick that paper up. Most people are like, but that ain't my yard. It ain't about your yard. This paper don't belong. Why would I do this? I don't want my kid walking throughout the kitchen. I see it all the time. I have literally put stuff in the floor just to sit back and see how many times they go up past it. And it's like, oh, I didn't see it. You ain't looking down. You have to
It's
step
right in
over.
front of you.
You have to step over it to get past it. And so you're telling me you're that unaware or that lazy that you won't take the moment just to say, hey, that floor didn't come like that. It didn't come with that in it.
Right.
Clean it up. Okay, we're going back to marriages. If you know something not supposed to be in your marriage and you all brought it in or it happened to show up.
Nothing just appears. Mm-mm.
When I marry people, and for people that don't know, yes, I qualified. I am sanctioned. I always whisper to the husband and groom and like, ain't nobody behind you. You might hear people. Ain't nobody here with you. This marriage is about you and the person
Mm-hmm.
you're with. Nobody else matters. And if you can't see that, it's going to be rocky. It's going to
Mm.
be rough for you. Most ministers don't want to go that deep into telling them your marriage is going to be good. Just trusting. No, my marriage
What
is
for
not about
better for worse? For better for worse means listen. For better and worse, they
they
both
work
gonna
it
show
work.
up. They both gonna show. They both invited to the marriage. Better and worse will
Yeah.
always show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna quote this statement tomorrow. Not just I read this the other day, Dr. Anthony, and it blessed my life. A guy was. He said he was at the altar. He said, Holy Spirit told him, "You're not saying those vows to the person you're marrying. No, no, that's
No.
it. You're not saying those vows to the person that you're marrying today. You're saying
Hmm.
those vows to the person you're marrying tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after, and it blessed my life. And I said to myself, I wish someone would have told me that when I got married.
Hmm.
I wish I would have had that understanding when I got married. Because the person you're marrying today, she's showing you enough that you want to walk this thing out, come marriage out.
Right.
But you need them vows for the person that's gonna show up tomorrow.
Well, you the person that she ain't wearing that dress and that veil.
After she have these kids and go through those hormonal changes,
Mm.
you want them vows for that person.
You still want to say I do.
Yes, yes, and I tell people all the time. I never thought I'd be the person. I look forward to every 5 years when my wife and I renew our vows because
That's good.
I know that I'm marrying a different person then,
So
and
are
I
you saying? So are you saying you have an option to renew your license?
now I don't have options. It's just a good reminder. It is not an option. It's just a good reminder that I still say yes.
Right. Right. Watch this. My yes still means yes.
It still means yes. It still means yes, and I still say it with a smile on my face.
Yes,
Yeah, I still say it with a smile on my face because we
man.
don't have enough.
That's so good. That's so good right there because that yes has to mean yes when you on my nerve,
Yeah,
when I'm on your nerve,
yeah.
the sad days, the hard days, the broken days, the heartbroken days, the disappointed days. Yes has to work in all, and yes has to show up in all those days.
I'm gonna tell you something else. My wife taught me because I will admit this. I still can be very stubborn. And once again, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. She taught
Yeah.
me, and she would do this, man. My wife would be so mad at me about something, and she would still come sit on the couch and lay in my arms. And I wouldn't even. There were times early in our marriage I wouldn't even want to hold her. I'd be like, "Why you gonna lay on me? I don't even like you right now." And she was like, "Why can't I feel so safe with you?" And I'd be like, "I don't even want you feeling safe with me right now." That's what I'd be saying in my head. But she was teaching me, I don't care how, look, yeah, we've been through it, but you still where I want to be.
Hmm.
And I started learning how to imitate that and mimic that when I was mad at her and I would just, hey, I just need you to hold me. That was difficult for me to, as a man, and a
Hmm.
tough guy, to just allow her to be what she needs to be for me.
Right.
I tell you, it made me want to be even better for her and better for what I need to be for the family. And I don't think a lot of men see that in the people around them.
No, they don't.
They don't see that. So sometimes I just go lay my head in my wife's lap and she'll be like, "You good?" I'm like, "I'm good." Because I can do this, I'm good.
Right. Because I can.
Yes, there's some marriages I know. I wish, man, please. That husband go lay their head in that wife lap. She might push him on the floor. What you doing?
Yeah.
Why
Why you all over here? Why you all up on me? It's hot. Ooh.
Yeah. But so it's once again being able to see yourself different. I don't have to prove my manhood to my wife. I've done enough that she said yes.
Yeah. Man, and that's just it. She said yes.
She said yes.
And
Now
what
how do you?
she said yes after smelling your morning breath.
Ooh,
She said yes with the aroma coming out the bathroom.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She said yes at your worst. She still said yes.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is the thing. She knows that it goes the opposite way as well.
Yeah.
My wife will tell you she'd much rather me take care of her sick than her take care of me sick. She be like, "Well, I can't. I don't know how you do it." I'm like, hey, just what it is. I said, in those moments, I know who loves the other person more. Dr. Anthony, man, I want to publicly say to you, you have meant so much more than we ever expected. This encounter, you've meant so much more to me in this season than you could ever imagine. There are certain seasons that the mentors you had previous to certain seasons, not to say that they are done, but there's certain plateaus that certain people can't get you to when you walk into different seasons. And there have been so many things and so many conversations we've had where it's just little things that you say have helped me grow and help me stand on who I am and who I was becoming. Yeah. So I truly want to give you your flowers now and tell you from me, thank you, man. Thank you.
Man, thank you. Thank you for letting me be your brother.
Yes.
Thank you. Not just your friend, but thank you for letting me be your brother. And thank
Yeah.
you for being my brother. Thank you for being my sounding board. Thank you for hearing me. Sometimes even in my silence. And on another time we'll probably talk about deeper stuff, but you've been around some of the hardest moments ever in my life.
Yeah.
And you've been there. And I appreciate you more than words can express. You and Stacy both. I appreciate you all. We appreciate you. Live from the White House. The White House that people like. And so I just want to say, man, thank you for just letting me be your brother and being my brother.
Yes, sir. Well, look, this is Dr. Anthony White. Global solutionist. I think I can say this: if there are people that come to us that ask us things that we're not privy to or not familiar with, this is one of the people that I will, without even questioning, send you to. And you don't have many people that you can do that for. This is without a shadow of a doubt a man I would send any man to or any marriage to say, hey, this person can help you way better than I can.
I appreciate that, bro. Vice versa. Vice versa. Because what I know is you and my sister Stacy, y'all don't cut no corners. You don't sugarcoat nothing.
Period.
And we need more people like you all. The world needs, and I think you. If I can speak candidly, I don't know how much if you put this on the podcast or not, but I'm expecting to see you all in the UK and in Australia sitting on stages having conversations because you all just don't make a. You're not just a presence in the United States. You all are a global force, and you are medicine to the world. You are medicine to the world, and in the words of Alexander Hamilton, the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah, we received that, and we thank you for that. And we definitely can say we see that as well.
Yeah,
Definitely see that as
yeah.
well, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time
My
today, and
pleasure.
I definitely want to bring you back very, very soon. If not the next episode, to talk about some deeper things because
Okay.
I know God brought us together for times such as this and times such as what
Yes.
you through.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm not sure. My computer just. All right. So, sorry about the little technical difficulties. I edit that
That's
out.
all right.
But yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for being who you are, man. And tell your beautiful wife, Miss Jerry, that hey, can't wait till we get back together again. Break bread.
Man.
I can't wait for y'all to come to Alabama, man. We have some
Woo.
places to bring you all to.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I'm gonna tell you,
Because you
just
know we like to eat.
hey, I'm gonna tell Miss Jerry, look, just do like what I do when I go out. Just wear jogging pants. We ain't got to worry about unbuttoning
That's
your belly.
it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna wear a kilt.
And this is what it's about. I really want to. I'm in the point of my life. I want to start a group of that can just get men together and
Right.
allow men to just be men. I'm
Yeah.
ready to have fun. I'm not worried about your language. I ain't worried about. Look, just come out. Have fun. There are some things I want to do right now in the city of Birmingham, Alabama, but I can't do it. I can't do it at church. I can't do it at church. I
Excuse
need.
me.
I need. I need a venue
Take
that
over a
will.
coffee shop. Just take over a coffee shop.
We gonna be too loud. I need men to be able to have me. I need men to be able to just be men. I need a place where um
A
we can
pool
just
hall.
we can definitely do that. But I need some quiet time too. I need about 15, 20 minutes with you just to have some real talk, and then we can have some fun. I
Yeah.
need to be respectful. I don't need you to be distracted to the point that you can't fully engage with what needs to be engaged and what needs to be heard. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people, they're not intimidated by God per se, but they are bothered and intimidated by
The titles.
some of God's people in titles
Yeah.
because they don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
You know? So
And so if you
I really want to do it. I want to start a golf. I want to start a golfing thing where we can just get out there and have. It ain't about who can be the best golfer. It's just about getting out here and having some fun.
yeah.
Get out have some
I think
fun.
that's why I like Top Golf because it provides a place where not everybody has to be a pro golfer,
Yes.
and you have a space where you can just chill and you have your moment.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna check with our Top Golf and see if there's an actual. Do they have an actual venue spot that we can just gather, but I need enough for enough men. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna definitely check on. That's something I'm really, 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 really leaning toward. Yeah. So
Man, I'm in. I'll come. I'll come.
my golf tournament this year is going to be in October. I'm working on finalizing the date, but I'm already starting to get some sponsors. Normally, I would have to go out and find someone that we want to bless throughout the process. God sent them to me this year. We have another associate and friend who's a pastor as well.
Hmm.
He was one of the ones that found us on TikTok or Instagram. He came up from Florida. We started playing golf together.
Man, that's
He's been a dear friend, and he just let me know that he just beat cancer, and I didn't even know he had cancer because his
man,
wife.
that's a blessing.
Yes, his wife was going through something at the same time, so he wasn't speaking on what he was going through. He was making sure she was good, and he told me that last year he only probably worked 2 months out of the year because of him going through his thing. And he was like, I'm not drowning, but it's kind of rough. And I was like, in that moment, we were just talking. And I said,
Mhm.
would you like to be in the golf tournament this year? He said, I can't play golf anymore because of what the cancer thing did to his hands. And I said, I'm not asking you to be in the golf tournament. I said, I just want you to be there so we can bless you. You'll be our sponsor this year. He said, I didn't call you for that. I said, I know you did. That's why it's easy. Sometimes God sends you the person you need to bless.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I told him, I said, just send me a picture of yourself. I want to put you on put you on the cover to be the recipient for this year. And I just want to bless you, man.
That's so good. That's so
And I'm gonna
good.
do, yeah, and I'm gonna do something that I normally don't. I want to actually put it on social media. So if there are anybody out there that's probably been through this and
Hmm.
understand what it's like, I want to put his direct cash app and stuff on there, and they just bless him that way.
Man, that's such a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a real blessing.
So I tell people, if God has blessed you with something, and the only person receiving or benefiting from it is you, it's probably not a blessing from God. That's just my
No.
opinion.
Or the thing is, it may not last long.
Hey, holes in your pocket.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll let the holes in your pocket, and
Period.
it won't last. And that's why, again, you will never experience lack because you always make room for him. And one of the things I teach people is simply this: you don't have to give out of your teacup; you give out of your saucer because the saucer catches the overflow, and you
Yeah.
give from your overflow. And long as you keep your teacup in place, the pourer will always be a place to pour into.
Hey, well, you better be glad you're in this room right now. I'll throw a book at you. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And so I because watch this, a taker will never, or a taker will always take,
Now,
and a giver will
people
always
always
give. And so if you give out of your watch this out of your saucer and instead of your teacup, your saucer will always be full, and you will always and you give from your overflow. And God always blesses in the overflow.
always, always. And I'm gonna say there are seasons for giving as well. There's some
Yeah.
people that give, some people. Well, God is blessed me to give. No, your lights are due. It's gonna be tough for you to give.
No, no, you better pay that rent. That's not
Yeah,
God.
yeah. No, that is not. I
Mm-mm.
ain't doing all that. See, there's seasons for this.
Yeah,
I'm finna go because
that's a
we'll
whole
talk about
other.
that. We'll talk
We'll go down
we'll
a
talk
whole
all
other
night.
rabbit
We'll talk all
hole.
night. Hey, and I will say this before I go. There's a point in your life where you have to stop wanting to be a taker as well. And sometimes it's not being a taker, but it's tired of you going around this same cycle. And it was a point for us about 7, 8 years ago when we asked our uncle just to help us out financially. Didn't necessarily need it, but I wanted to make sure we had a little cushion for what we were finna step into. And I never forget my uncle and my auntie getting together and they said, "No, we not. Now we can't. We're not gonna do it this time. We're not gonna do it this time." I didn't get upset. I was like, "Okay, I appreciate it." And I never forget when I got off the phone, I said, "God, I want that to be the last time I ever call anybody out and ask them for anything. Not because I don't want to, I'm all above it. Like they say, why keep going around this? What do I need to see or what do I need to do to make sure I'm the lender?"
Right. And
And
people ask me, it's funny because when people see my wife and I, and they listen to me talk, and they hear all my ideas. I had somebody tell me, they're like, "Are you guys millionaires?" I said, "Some days we're not even hundredaires."
but my thinking is,
Yeah, but I know how to shift a room. I know how
yes.
to change a life. I know how to increase the value of your mentality.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm a millionaire that doesn't need a bank to hold my possessions.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, I'm like Muddy. Hey, I ain't got millions, but I sure like to I sure like to see what it feels like.
Yeah, listen, I wouldn't mind holding on to something.
Hey, Dr. Anthony, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Man,
I would love to make this a two-part thing.
let's do whatever you need to do.
All right.
This is
So
however you do it, man. Listen. Just do it. You got creative. Just do you, and
hey,
you got my 100% support behind it.
yes, sir. So we'll bounce back and we'll talk about some things that have, if you don't mind, talk about some things that are really to most men probably would have put them in some other institute or some other place,
Yeah.
and because of your faith and because of who you are,
Ooh,
man, he carries you through it and allows you to be what you need to be for everybody.
man. Yeah. Hey, that's a whole that in
Yeah,
itself.
yeah,
That in itself.
yeah,
That in itself.
yeah. You and your wife. So look,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Once again, it's been an honor for you to be a guest on Breaking Through the Noise.
Man, I love it. I thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can say thank you a million times and it wouldn't be enough because I'm just honored. Seriously.
Yeah, so am I. So am I. So until next time, Dr. Anthony, I love you, man. I love you, and man, kiss the wife for us, and we look
No,
forward
not
to
right now. She got a cold and she trying to make me sick. But I'll give her a high five.
high five before, high five before us, and tell her we love her as well. Hey, tell the kids too, man. Tell Unc and
Man,
us that hey,
hey, most of and vice versa. Vice
yes
versa.
sir,
Tell my
yes sir,
nephews and nieces I love them and we love them. And my sister, just tell her I can't wait to see her soon.
yes sir. All right, man.
Man,
God
y'all,
bless.
man, stay amazing, man, because you good at it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, I keep leaning on people like yourself, and I can't help but be sharp. Have a good one, Dr. Anthony. Love you,
Man,
man.
you as well. Bless you, man.
Yes, sir.